Hello, my lovely, flavoursome, gorgeous, scrumdiddlyumptious lot. How are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel today. Today is a big day because today is Cake-Tok day. I love Cake-Tok. I love it so much because, not because I'm a good baker, I say this all the time, it's because of the drama that stems from cakes. One would have thought, right, that cakes are going to bring people together because you can share a cake with people, share a cake with neighbours, the people that you love. You think of it as like a harmonious experience. TikTok and Instagram do not think this. We have some drama from TikTok, and then we have other drama that was actually lovingly sent to me from Instagram. Otherwise, I would have completely missed it. You're not going to want to miss out on this Instagram drama. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But in both cases, the internet kind of overreacted when it comes to cakes, personally attacking these people who, at the end of the day, it's cakes. If you're not new here, you'll know that, of course, the setup is getting complete. This is my knitted plant pot, and I know everyone loves him. Okay, it was actually a squish and a squeeze trying to even fit him in there. I'm gonna get him some more knitted friends to go underneath there. But essentially, yeah, he's looking a bit... He's looking a little bit squished, but I had to put him there. Like, do you know what I mean? He had to go there, but he might be subject to being moved. And that is my dog in the background, just lying there. He might move, he might not. He just looks like a pile of clothes at the minute.
Internet is actually wild, and I can't believe I'm making a video about a cake. I have had so many comments just like this on all of my videos asking why I lied about a princess cake being from Morrisons.
Where we're first going to go to is we're going to go, this is actually on my neck of the woods, on my side of the pond in the UK. There was this creator called Jordan Ashley. Everyone say hello to Jordan. This is over on TikTok, and it says, storyteller and 2025 bride, congratulations. She has 165.5k followers. So she went on down to Morrisons, which is, if you're not aware, it's a supermarket. It's a store, grocery store, but sells other things. It's just like a big grocery store, basically. And she saw this cake that was called a festival cake, but there's been this trend that's been going around with princess cakes. It's a Swedish layer cake, traditionally featuring alternating layers of sponge cake, pastry cream, jam or fruit, all covered in green marzipan. She comes back and she's really excited, yeah, and she shows off this cake, and she's like, I can't believe it. I walked in there and look at this cake. It's basically like a princess cake, and I found it in Morrisons.
So I found a princess cake in my local Morrisons for £5. They call it festival cake, but it's princess cake. It's marzipan on top, cream filling. Don't know if there's a jam. I can't believe I found it in Morrisons of all places. She's a work of art, let me just say. Oh my god. If you love Battenberg, if you love marzipan, you'll like this.
Well, when I tell you the internet went mad, there were a lot of people, A, telling her that no, she did not get that cake from Morrisons, and B, that is not a princess cake.
I had so many comments just like this on all of my videos asking why I lied about a princess cake being from Morrisons. And people in my inbox and my DMs are actually being vile. Like, I can't actually believe all of this over a cake. I am not lying about buying a cake from Morrisons. Here is the packaging. I've trifled this out the bin. Morrisons, Market Fresh, Festival Cream Gâteau. It's a princess cake. The reason why I turned comments off from that video was because people were actually being vile. Not just about me not cutting open the cake, but I started to get trolls on there talking about my appearance, and I don't want to deal with that right now. Like, mentally, I'm not in the headspace to be dealing with people calling me fat and ugly right now. I did make a follow-up video of me cutting into the cake for those that wanted to know what the inside of the Festival Gâteau looked like. It still wasn't good enough. I was still getting absolutely berated. I don't want those comments on my videos. I don't care how many views the video's got. Like, I'm not having people be horrible. I don't see the point. It's a cake. The next argument is people saying it's not a princess cake. Okay, I went to Morrisons. I'll replay exactly the route I did. I went to Morrisons, went to the bakery. I went, oh, that looks exactly like a princess cake. Green dome cake. I read it. It had marzipan on the top of it. Oh, that also sounds like a princess cake. So I Googled, what is a festival gâteau? In the search box, the AI brings up on Google, it says, very similar to the Swedish princess cake. It looks identical to the Swedish princess cake. It's got marzipan on top, a thick layer of cream, sponge, custard in the middle. Sounds a lot like princess cake. Princess cake is currently trending and it's like £9-10 a slice in London. All I did was make a video saying you could buy a whole princess cake in Morrisons for £5. I'm not lying about it. Why would I?
Even if it's not called a princess cake, maybe there are things missing in it. Did we need to go that overboard for someone just showing a cake that they had picked up from the supermarket? I felt really bad for her. I really did, because at the end of the day, she just wanted to show someone that she found, and the internet went mad. And you heard her, literally started calling her like fat and ugly over a cake. By the way, she has none of those things. Going feral over a Morrisons cake, that is a first. That is an absolute first. I don't think anyone should be going feral over Morrisons cakes. Like, yeah, some of them are actually pretty good. They're no M&S cakes. That's right. That's right. Okay, I said what I said. They're no M&S cakes, all right? But they'll do. You know, they'll do for a last minute cake. I don't bake, I'll be honest with you. So if I ever get a cake for anyone, it is a shop bought cake. I've got a slight bias towards M&S cakes because I just think they're delightful and I love M&S. And if I had all the money in the world, then I would just I just shop at M&S, I'll be completely honest. Although our one isn't as big here for the food hall, but either way, if you're not from the UK but you're planning on visiting, go to M&S.
This wasn't a content day, this was a wedding. And I just realized that I shot a wedding for free.
Okay, we really have to buckle ourselves in for this next one because I'm going to take you on a bit of a journey. So this was sent to me and I am so happy that this was sent to me. Otherwise, I would have completely missed it. There is this creator called Cake and Kale. She says, last week, I shared a reel about an experience at a styled shoot that was really a wedding, and it went viral. It's at 2.4 million views, 1,300 comments, and still climbing. This is the video that she was talking about where, yeah, she very clearly states that she made a cake thinking it was a styled shoot. Turns out it was actually a wedding. Person organising this, who was getting together for a styled shoot, it was actually her wedding. What makes matters even worse is that one of the people that was head organising this whole mess was actually in the industry themselves, so knew that by doing this, it was really not a good thing. I have seen the same two people being tagged in the comment section and now their accounts are privated. One of them is probably the bride and the other one is the one who is in the industry. So I don't know if it was a collaborative effort, but they knew what they were doing before they did it. So I'm going to explain to you what a styled shoot is if you're not aware, because I didn't know either. I was a bit confused. She says, a styled shoot is vendors coming together collaboratively to put on a staged event so we get professional photos, video content, make connections and network, expand our communities and support one another. The emphasis is on the vendors. We donate our time and products in exchange for content being published, etc. A wedding is an event for a couple where they should be paying vendors for contributing to the day. Big difference. I don't charge more for cakes just because they're wedding cakes. I charge for all cakes, period. We should have been paid since it was a wedding, but it was pitched as a styled shoot. Now bear this in mind. These cake bakers, photographers, I don't even know, like all these different vendors, food, people that have come together who have been called by this one person, hey, let's all come together. Let's all, network. Let's all get our creativity going. We'll all have pictures, we'll show off each other's work, which will, in the long run, hopefully, if things are posted to the right platforms, shared with the right people, if you network with the right people, that will then lead to more business later on. And a lot of these people would have cancelled their own work, would have cancelled their weddings, would have cancelled all sorts of business things on their end to go and be a part of this networking event. And honestly, I had no idea this stuff even existed. If it's actually someone's wedding day, how are you able to network? How are you able to, retake pictures again and again and again to be able to get a good shot? Because of course, it's an actual wedding day. It's not like you can be like, oh, can you go back a second just so I can, get that shot? It's not a practice run. It's an actual run and you're not even being paid for it. And this was not the only vendor that got bamboozled. by this woman getting married. There was a photographer that was in the chat who I then clicked on, Becca Melko, wedding photographer, and she came on and she did this 3-part series. She cancelled on clients, she cancelled weddings she could have been paid to do, she put stuff on hold just so she could go to this styled shoot.
Story about a content day that I went to that ended up being an actual wedding. I showed up and I did what I normally do. I put my whole heart into it. As soon as I got there, something felt a little off. The organizer of the content day was in bridal attire. And I thought to myself, is she getting married? Then let the day happen, because I'm not going to just make a fit someone's wedding day. I can't. That's just not my style. I kept shooting and I thought, you know what, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Maybe something just wasn't communicated. Then the vows and the walk down the aisle and the legal signing of the marriage documents, and everything else started happening. This wasn't a content day, this was a wedding. And I just realized that I shot a wedding for free. I was told that this was a free content day. It was like invite only, yada, yada, yada. The venue that I shot at, stunning. I always wanted to shoot there, so I hopped right on it. But I also didn't take on work for those days, turned down a wedding and a maternity shoot so that I could do this content day. I've told the organizer that I am not providing the photos without compensation, and I also still feel that I should be compensated for my time and my travel, and I have been told that I will not be compensated for anything except for my travel, which is peanuts. I'm telling this story because, one, photographers, protect your time. Don't let people steal your time. Your work is valuable, you're valuable, your time is valuable. You deserve to be compensated. Styled shoots require clarity and for all the information to be provided. Not for some surprise, oh, I organized it, and oh yeah, I'm also actually getting married today. This is an actual elopement.
Someone says, still can't believe none of the vendors were told it was a surprise wedding, especially considering the person who planned it is in the industry. I'm genuinely shocked. This kind of transparency and disregard for ethics makes me seriously question working with them in the future. And Rosemoon Photography said, it's horrible. 2 out of several vendors knew it was a wedding, but thought everyone else knew it was a wedding as well. Someone said, did she just think you'd hand over the pics for free afterwards? Did she have other photographers there, pair or otherwise? I'm wondering if she has received pics from anyone else or if she's banking on you. I believe there were 4 or 5 photographers in total.
I've seen these styled shoots done in the industry before, and this is something that I wanted to try. I approached the opportunity with the generosity and openness that I bring to every single shoot I have. Styled shoots are staged events, generally weddings, and there's a lot of benefits to photographers. It can be social media exposure, coaching, just practice. What I was most looking forward to was the coaching to hone my craft. It was a free event, so I was like, why not? As a wedding photographer, the bride and the groom expect you to capture unique events. You only get one shot. During styled shoots, you get multiple shots. You get time to do the first kiss multiple times, things like that, so that you know exactly what to do. Arrived at this event, it wasn't a styled shoot at all, it was a wedding. There was a legal marriage license, there were guests expecting a wedding, a couple family members and friends, and nothing was repeated. It was a wedding. I didn't agree to shoot a wedding. I left the event shaken and confused, and it wasn't until the next morning until the weight of what happened hit me, and I realized that I shot a wedding for free. I had turned down paying clients for the experience of a styled shoot, and that's not what I got. I gave my creativity, emotions, and time to something that I never consented to. When I shared my story publicly to warn my community, I was met with a cease and desist letter. It wasn't just a cease and desist letter, it was a cease and desist letter that accused me of saying things that I never said. The letter was addressed to only me, but the lawyer who sent it CC'd all the other vendors on the email. While accusing me of defamation, the letter also accused me of several false accusations and broadcast that to 8 other people that I'm in the wedding industry with. This letter hurt me and upset me, and it felt like it was a way to scare me and to dissuade any of the other vendors from sharing their stories too. The letter demanded that I take down my story, do a public apology, and retract my statement. This was all within 7 days. I refused because I did retell facts, and that is not defamatory.
The response to the cake maker has been nothing short of extraordinary, and not in a good way. Whenever cakes come into any conversation whatsoever, there's just fireworks. I don't get it. So Cake and Kale said, there are lots of positives that come with going viral. I've gotten over 1,000 new followers. Hi, thanks for being here. Lots of people in the comments of the reel complimenting my work, validating the experience, and people sharing my work. But there are also some negatives that come along. I don't understand how people can make this negative. Trolls came out in full force on the reel. The worst things I could say about myself as a baker became the words that strangers said to me. Good thing you didn't put a lot of effort into the cake. That's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. You just made this up for clout. This definitely didn't happen. Good for them for stealing from you. You price gouge your customers, especially for weddings. How do you know that? A real baker would use a fake cake. This is your fault. I did actually read through the comments because I know nothing about anything to do with this. And some people do, yes, use fake cakes, and other people use real cakes. At the end of the day, yes, you're still giving up money, but with a stage shoot, you're going to get something back from it. You're going to be able to network and expand your business. Do you know what I mean? In this case, she was basically made to work for free. And they weren't able to network. They weren't able to do any of the stuff that they thought they were going to be able to. I know these comments don't mean anything. They're coming from keyboard warriors who have nothing better to do than spew negativity, but my nervous system doesn't know that. My nervous system thinks it's under attack and therefore has lived in defense mode for the better part of 2 weeks, and it's exhausting. I've stopped looking at the comments, spent days off the app, and tried to ignore it all, but it's still exhausting, overstimulating, overwhelming, on top of an already busy, already overwhelming, in good ways and bad life. And it's not why I like Instagram. I love this app for the community I've built here, the people I've met, the customers who keep my business running, the fellow business owners I've become friends with, and the deep connections I've made with so many of you. The positivity of this app far outweighs the negativity that come from a few bad apples. So screw going viral, I'd much rather hang out with all of you. Tell me why there are people being mean about this woman's cakes. Tell me why, from a reel, like, I'm telling you right now, it was like Ashley at the very beginning. People go savage when it comes to cakes, and I can't work out why. It is a cake. It is a cake. And why are you belittling that cake? It was a really pretty cake. Of all the cakes to be belittling, and you want to belittle that one, it makes sense. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've just made up my mind that I think a majority of people, when it comes to cakes, are just feral beings when it comes to cakes. I never understood it. You know what? I can wholly relate to this feeling like you're in fight or flight when you're looking at comments. But if any one of you happen to create content, or you're thinking of creating content, one of the things that I can say to you, right, this is a little, if you've managed to make it this far, can you like throw in a little pineapple? Can you do pineapple? The way I think about it is that I will reply to comments on videos that have recently gone up. What I don't do, and people might be like, oh my god, that's why you don't respond to my comment. I typed out something lovely and I'm really sorry. If you want to message me privately, do it on Instagram. I will get to you eventually. It takes me a little while because I'm crap with Instagram messages, but I do get there. I promise. I do not just randomly go onto my comments and it will just flag up all the comments from my different videos. And I almost try and do that when I'm on my YouTube studio, and it's not meant in a mean way. It's because if you're having a bit of a bad day, right? This is a good example. You're having a really bad day, right? You stubbed your toe. You left your clothes to dry outside and they're all wet. The dog has trailed in mud through the house. The kids have been screaming screaming you've done the swimming run. You have had a full day, you're tired, everything is going wrong, you feel like the world hates you, you're literally just about to come on your period and you literally feel like utter crap. Your bloody dressing gown is hooking onto the door. You know that feeling, right? You then go and you're trying to do something on your computer. In this case, I work. This is kind of what I do as a job. I have to check my YouTube. You're having a really bad day. You sit down and you're literally about to lose it. And you see a comment that says, "You're almost pretty." When I tell you, I nearly launched my computer out of the window. Now, I don't take these comments to heart. I don't sit and reflect on them. But I'm telling you, some people just do not think before they type. And if you're having a really bad day and you get comments about something like you're almost pretty, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? You get random comments like that. I'm telling you, it just, I think literally, you just end up sitting here and you're just like, why? Generally, as a point of rule, people have absolutely zero filter and people will just comment literally whatever with no regard for anything. So I get what she means. And of course, and for that to be targeted around your business and also a cake is utterly diabolical. Such a long-winded way of ending today's video, but I hope you really enjoyed today's video. I adore doing cake-related drama videos because I find it fascinating. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone's going to have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world, of course. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.